Ahora nos queda escuchar a Tchonté Silué, es la última ponente de la jornada, de esta intensa jornada. Tchonté es una joven marfileña apasionada por la lectura, la escritura, los viajes y la educación. Es una defensora de la juventud en UNICEF Côte d'Ivoire y fundadora del centro Eulis en un barrio de Abiyán que se llama Yopougon. En el año 2017 fue reconocida como la mejor bloguera de Costa de Marfil en los premios Eward Blog por su blog Las Crónicas de Tchonté. Y en 2018 recibió el premio Impacto Social en los premios Adicom por su trabajo en el centro Eulis, un centro educativo que ayuda a los jóvenes marfileños a descubrir el mundo a través de los libros, talleres y excursiones incluso. Tchonté escribe principalmente en blogs sobre libros que lee y su apuesta para mejorar la educación en Costa de Marfil a través del centro Eulis. Tiene una maestría en emprendimiento social en el Hat International Business School y una licenciatura en finanzas por la Georgia State University. Un placer escucharte.
Hola, I wish I could speak in Spanish. Unfortunately, my Spanish is too bad. So at least I can say me llamo Tchonté. And so today I'm going to talk to you about promoting social media to promote reading, using social media to promote reading in Côte d'Ivoire. So as Estefania said, I initially have a bachelor in finance and a master in social entrepreneurship, but I am a blogger and I opened a library in Côte d'Ivoire, Costa de Marfil. So there is a common say that if you want to hide something from black people, put it in a book. And I really hate that because it has become accepted that black people, Africans, Ivorians don't like reading. And me, I love reading, and I have friends who also really love reading. So I thought maybe I could share my love for reading with other people and make more people read, because I personally believe that it's not that people hate reading. It's just something that is cultural. So if you want to make people read, you have to make books accessible to them. I'm going to tell you about Yeni Gigi. Yeni Gigi is a famous blogger in Côte d'Ivoire. And in 2012, when I arrived at university, I had a friend who was also a blogger. And through her blog, I discovered the blog of Yeni Gigi. So she actually currently does that as well. She has a blog where she talks about books she reads and where she used to also publish short stories. And me, I loved to write when I was in high school. So when I discovered blogging, I thought that's actually a great way to start sharing the stories that I write with other people online. She also had a platform she initiated, which is called 225 News, the 125 Nouvelles, where she allowed people who also loves writing to publish their short stories. And she has an event that is called Livresque, and at that event, every month or 2 months, people gather and meet an author and talk about the books of the author. So in 2012, when I discovered a blog, I decided to create my own blog, which was called Meli Melo Junantelo. So my blog was about posting my stories, the stories I wrote, telling about my life as a university student and everything about me. And then in 2015, I created a second blog, I Live, which was in English. At the time, I was studying in US, and I thought, okay, I will start also writing in English for other people and share my personal journey. And in 2016, I created the blog that I'm currently using, Les Chroniques de Tchonté, Chronicles of Tchonté, where I also share about the books I read, stories I write, also about my personal journey to improve education in Côte d'Ivoire. Social network. So, like most people of my generation, when we arrived on social networks, the first one I was really on was Facebook. It was really about having fun, like talking with your friends, posting, sometimes even a little bit stupid stuff. But then at some point, I realized I could use Facebook to share my passion. So I started to use it to talk about the books I read, to talk about everything I learned. And right now, on my social media, I can reach about 35,000 people because I'm really active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and even WhatsApp. So if you can see here on the picture, it gives you an idea of what my Instagram looks like. I'm really all about food and books. So as soon as you come on my Instagram, you can know exactly everything that I love doing. The type of content. So people used to say, we don't like reading. Like, how can you be talking about reading all the time? But I realized that it depends on how you tell people about books, about reading. Usually we associate that with school. We associate it with something that is annoying or for good students. So what I want to tell people is that, no, books is fun. Right now I'm in Pudla with Harry Potter and his friends, and I'm loving it. And I share it so much on social media that most of my friends told me, oh, we started reading Harry Potter or reading again because of you. So I use text. I think one of the speakers was talking about not writing too much on Facebook. I actually write a lot on Facebook. And yeah, my friends actually read it because they know me. They know that I'm going to post something interesting. So even when it's long, some of them read it. So I use text. I use photos, usually books and food. I use videos. So I do videos to do a summary of the books that I read. I also have stories. So on Instagram and WhatsApp, I'm going to use stories sometimes to share about my feelings while reading the book. And memes. I don't personally use memes, but if you go on social media, you will see that many people use memes to talk about the books that they read. Usually, videos are the one receiving most of the reach, usually have more reach. But in Cote d'Ivoire, it's a little bit different. It depends on the kind of video. So if it's about humoristic videos, you're going to have a lot of people viewing it. Of course, if it's books or other things, you might have less people. So I have my highest reach when I post pictures. So that's what I use usually to promote reading. From a blog to a library. So I did my master in social entrepreneurship in 2016. And right after I finished, I did it in US, and I went back to Cote d'Ivoire. And I was really interested about education, about making education more interactive. And I was teaching in my former university as a business professor during 2 years. And while being there, I was like, okay, I love education. I'm currently working. I live with my parents, so I can save money. I will invest that money in a social initiative. And at the time, I was reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And in the book, he talks about opening a kind of library while he was 9 years old. So I thought, okay, I can do that. I already love reading. So I can create a space where kids will come and read and learn things and know that learning can be fun. So that's how I opened Centre Lys, which is in my neighborhood. And Yopougon is a neighborhood that doesn't usually have a good reputation. Usually people think about kids that maybe love to steal or love to just go to parties and everything. And I actually thought that no, it's just because they take whatever is being given to them. So I want to give something new to them. And that's why I opened the library. So in 2.5 years, we had more than 2,000 books because we received books from many people. When they saw that I moved from having a blog to opening a physical library, they were all excited about it and wanted to help. So we reached more than 1,000 people physically, both young kids and adults. We have 3,000 followers on our Facebook page, more than 10 volunteers that come to have reading sessions with the kids, to teach them English or computer science. And we were able to gather more than 4,800 euros from donors. And it wasn't really like, it wasn't me asking people to give us money to do the activities. People were randomly coming to me, oh, I saw what you're doing, how can I help? Which showed me again the importance of social media and communicating on what you do. read, discuss, and eat. I think by now you know my passions. So this is a book club that I created at Centre-Lys with adults, because most of our activities are focused on the kids, but we have this special program for adults. So every month we choose a book that we are all supposed to read, and then we meet, we read some passages from the book, we discuss it, and then we share a good meal. Bookcard tool. This is a tool that we do inside the country because we are all focused on the capital. And I thought it's great to do things in Abidjan, but what about people on the other part of the country? So with some of the volunteers, we decided to go there and have reading session with the kids, drawings. And then the goal is that after we finish every session, we send them books so they can open their reading clubs, because those kids don't even have a library in the city. Some accounts to follow. So I already told you about Yeni Gigi. Yeni Gigi was the first one I saw that was really doing activities around books in Côte d'Ivoire. Not only was she doing physical events, she was also producing a lot of great content about books online. We have Abidjan Lee, which Angeles really is very familiar with. And it's also a gathering of people passionate about books. And every meeting they choose a specific topic, and then we talk about books that are related to that topic. We also have Ici on lit, ensuite on joue. So here we play, then here we read, then we play. So which was opened by a woman, Aminata Khan on the picture, and she opened the library inside her house because she realized that many kids used to come to play with her children, but then they only played and nothing else. So she thought, okay, you can come and play, but you have to read first. So every Wednesday and Saturday, she has activities with the kids, and sometimes they also have outings. We have à lire et à boire, so to read and drink. So this is an event that takes place, I think, every month, and she invites an author. Everybody has to buy, I think, pay 5,000 CFA, and then you receive a book, and after you read, you can also have a drink in the place. And of course, my own account. So on Facebook, I post pictures, again, I post text, I post videos to talk about my journey, and I want to share some key takeaways with you. So I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional in reading, in books, in literature, or in communication. It all started with passion. Imagine if I was 18 years old and I told my dad, oh, I want to promote books online for reading. I don't know how a Spanish parent would react, but I know my dad would have not been happy about that. So I did finance, I did social entrepreneurship, but right now I'm really focused on my blog and the library that I opened because it was passion. I never thought that I would ever work in that. Even if I loved reading when I was a kid, I thought, okay, yeah, I'm going to have good grades, get a good job, work in an office. But then I realized that as time goes by, as I started to publish online, this is what I was going to do, and this is what I loved doing. So you don't need to be a professional. If you are just passionate about anything, it could be books or something else, you can just start promoting online and then see what happens. It doesn't have to be too serious. I think that's why many people are afraid of books. We talk about classics, we talk about things that are supposed to be the right books to read, but I don't think there is any right book to read. You can show people that reading can be fun, that you can learn things, that you can enjoy. Me, I love reading. I love books that make me cry, for example, that make me laugh. So that's what I try to show to people. Combine virtual and reality. You will see that all the accounts I talk about, they have physical gathering and they have a virtual presence. So I think that's the most important, because I'm sure that the credibility that I got from Centre-Lys had an impact on my blog, as well as my blog has an impact on Centre-Lys. So it's important to not just talk, also do something physical, something in reality that is going to touch people. And share. Like, it's amazing all the reaction I got from people that follow me online. There are many people I never saw in my life. I never even talked to them online, and sometimes I see them in the street and they're like, oh, I follow your blog and I really love what you're doing. When I was coming here, I was sitting in the plane next to a man that lives in London, and then he wrote to me on Twitter a few days ago and he said, oh, I'm coming to Cote d'Ivoire and I want to visit Central East. And he came, we talked, and before leaving, he gave me a check. And then we were talking and we realized, oh, okay, we're going to be in the same plane. And he told me, you're lucky that you talked to me, you replied back to me on Twitter, because then I would have found you on the plane and then it would have been hard. And even on my way coming here, I posted the picture and say, okay, I'm going to Spain, this is what is happening. I missed, the plane was late in Abidjan and everything. And as soon as I finished posting, there was a woman right before, in front of the line. She turned and she said, is that you? I just saw the picture and then I was looking at you and was wondering if it was you. So all those short experiences showed me the importance of sharing what we do. The difficulty we might have is that some people share without doing anything, like they just talk online while in reality they don't do a work. But I believe that if you do something that is great, you should promote, because you could inspire people to do the same and maybe also to help you on your journey. So this is what I'm doing.